Okay, starting up a stream. Gonna do some, hoping some people will come on in and can talk about ways to make the stream better and different camera angles. And right now I'm having an issue with my overhead camera. It's not displaying, so excuse me. Bear with me while I'm talking to myself. Um, okay, now what? Does anybody out there use OBS Studio? Guess I don't think anybody's here yet. Just okay, and just want to get some help with suggestions for the stream and what we can do to make the stream better, and any other suggestions. So let me just see if anybody's joining. Okay. Just sorry for the rambling here. I'm just waiting for people to join. I am trying to get my overhead camera to work, but it is not cooperating. This is the first time. Excuse me. This is the first time that I've been able to get it to go. So maybe we can talk through this together. If anybody knows how to use the OBS Studio, and we can get this to go on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So, if you're in the chat, say hi, and I will pipe in, and we can discuss the stream. So, just switching between the chat and the OBS, trying to get this situation straightened out. Let me, oh man. I know this is extremely boring right now. I apologize for that, but just don't understand why this isn't working. It's always the way, right? You get set up for a stream and then something isn't working. Okay. When I excuse me, I don't know what's up with my throat tonight. When I first set up the stream, when I first turned it on, the camera was working and then it went off. So I don't know what's happening here. I think somebody's in the chat, or somebody there. I want to say hi. Maybe you have a suggestion how to fix this issue. Well, maybe what I'll do is make this full screen. One second. Get the screen, transition. Maybe that's a little more interesting to look at. And will I work on my overhead cam? Okay. Okay, this is very odd. I might have to just take this video down if I can't. Excuse me. I don't know what's up with my throat. If I can't get my camera to work. Okay, it's just going to be a little slow. I'm going to have to edit this video once it goes live on YouTube, until some people show up. Well, I try and figure out what is going on with this camera. It's appearing on my computer, says that the device is working properly. Switch off the USB hub for a second. Put it back on. See if this is getting it going. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to transition now. And so we got the overhead working. So let me go back to my Sony Handycam. And I'll get the side shot going on the top here. So, okay. Okay, so the Sony, I need to change the settings a bit. Okay, transition that. Okay. So, still waiting for people to join. I think I'm going to make some settings changes to the overhead camera. See if we can make this a little better. Change the focus a bit. That looks better. Maybe turn down the brightness just a touch. Contrast will turn up. And we'll say okay, we'll transition. Okay. Okay, still waiting for people to join. Hopefully people won't be turned off by the fact that I'm not streaming a game tonight. It was a mix-up with my opponent. I had to cancel the game, and then I reinstated the game, but he had made other plans, so that's it for this idea of a game tonight. Going to stream again next week, and hope to get 1 or 2 games in next week. If you haven't seen it yet, we had a stream on Tuesday. Oh, somebody's joined. Hello. We'll see who's joined us here. Let me see. Get this going. Yay. Well, I'm live talking about the stream. If you want to chime in, say hello, and then we can have a discussion. That would be great. Okay. Hi, John. How are you tonight? Just looking for some feedback on the stream, different camera angles, content you'd like to see. We have been talking with my opponent, and we've been talking about maybe cutting down on the profanity. I know with bad dice roll here or there, we've let out a few words that are not appropriate for some viewers, so we're gonna try and clean that up. What faction do you usually play, John? It's a bit of a delay on the stream. So, yeah, so I mainly play Imperials, but I own all 4 factions. I yeah, mainly, but most of my opponents are playing Rebels and Republic, so I've been playing Separatists and Imperials. So I don't know, like, obviously I'm going to transition these boxes away when we have another. Oh, that's cool, Empire. Yeah, good choice. And CIS. If you're gonna get Dooku, I assume, or have you picked them up already? Maybe we can make this a little bigger. I don't know, like, if you, what do you think? Do you think it'd be better the overhead, or would a side shot like this be better? I guess shot like this it would have to be temporary because you wouldn't be able to see everything on the battlefield. But tried placing some models there to show it. But yeah, so got some other cameras here. Bum, 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 bum. This is a webcam here. I'm just gonna transition to it in a minute. So that one's that one. Got the dice cam. I think the dice cam is good enough for the stream to see the dice rolls. Oh, you've played with both Grievous and Dooku. Nice. Yeah, I don't know which one I prefer. So I'm just gonna go to my subscriptions and just get the chat on the screen here so I can see it while I'm working on my camera for the stream. Okay, so just getting the stream to appear on my TV so I don't have to keep switching windows. Okay, so get the Sony back up here. Just moving windows around here while we're talking. Okay, got sort of a 3D effect going on there. I don't know if this chat is. Yeah, I think I agree with you, John. Like the side view. I guess if we were like I did in the last stream with the something happening in the bunker on this particular map on the far side of the table would be a good view, but I guess overhead is the best. I don't know what's why the chat isn't showing up on the window here. Yeah, it's there. Weird. Okay, so yeah, so we got another viewer. So let's see. See who's joined us. So, who just joined? Do you want to say hello? And we can start talking about suggestions for the stream to make it better. So if you don't want to pipe in, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so I guess what I would do is just move around these windows as the table evolves during gameplay. I'm my opponent Ryan has a friend who's going to possibly be helping out with the stream, so he'll be able to update all this stuff on the fly while I'm playing the game with an opponent. Usually Ryan is my regular opponent, but I've had Colin, Mark, I think is anybody? Oh, Dwayne's been on the stream. So if I'm forgetting anyone, I apologize. Yeah. So I guess Ryan's talk. He has a what is it? A DLSR camera. He thanks John. He's going to we're going to try and get another camera that he's got for a different type of view. He's got a tripod, and we'll try to get another view on of the camera for sorry, I'm mumbling here because I'm concentrating on moving these windows. Yeah, he's gonna bring his camera and his tripod, and we're gonna try some new angles and see what's gonna happen. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna adjust the webcam. This one over here. So I guess it hasn't got a very long cord, but I can show some of the stuff on the table. I've got another webcam that I use for the dice. So like, just gonna maybe do something like that. Excuse the jiggling around. I'm trying to get this straightened out. So. Yeah, so trying to get this all straightened out. This is sort of me rambling on tonight. I apologize for that. I'm trying to just figure out what's best, but you've had some good suggestions there, John. I'm going to incorporate them when we stream next week. There might be a chance we might stream on Sunday, but nothing's confirmed yet. So. Yeah, so the thing is, the only issue I'm having is when I'm working the stream and playing the game, it's hard to manipulate the windows and whatnot without making my opponent stand by and wait. That's the only issue I'm having, but yeah, so I don't know. I was gonna say something else. I wanted to ask you guys something that it slipped my mind. So what do you think about Ryan and I are going to a Prime event on Saturday. That's why we've been playing. These Rebel lists. I'm gonna take my Palpatine Vader operative list to the Prime, and Ryan's probably gonna take his Sabine Leia, but he said he might tweak that. And once we've done that, we're going to probably switch up our factions, like do some Clone Wars, some CIS versus clones, and with the new tanks coming out at the end of the month, that'll be good. I usually send my minis out to be painted, so I'm going to. It'll be a bit of a delay for the tanks to come in. Usually it takes a couple of weeks to get them painted. So gonna be doing that. That's what's coming up on the channel. I did me and Ryan and I and my friend Steven all got together and played a game of Outer Rim last Sunday on the channel, but I don't know how often I'm going to do non-Legion stuff. It's Legion's my first love of spent so much money on all the minis and terrain and this custom table built by Jim Martin, Arden Design. So I don't think I'm going to broaden the horizons of the channel too much. I don't want to have viewers that are subscribing for Legion to get turned off by other content. So I'm going to adjust that webcam on the bottom left there. I wonder where a good place to put this would be. Maybe that. Sorry if the audio's cutting out. I'm walking around the table. Okay. That's out of focus. Let me get that straightened out. Okay, thanks, John. Thanks for coming. Okay. Well, I didn't expect a big turnout tonight because I'm not streaming a game, but had some good feedback. Appreciate that. Maybe I'll give it till 7:30 to see if anybody else is gonna come on. So, Chris, are you the Chris from War Corgi? If so, I see you guys are getting into Armada quite a bit. Yeah, so, yeah. So like I was saying, I don't know if it was before you joined, I was mentioning to John that we're going to get a 5th camera coming for next week. Ryan's going to bring his DSLR with his tripod, and we're going to try and hook up another shot, but I got to find a way to manipulate the field of view with the different cameras without interrupting gameplay too much. Yeah, so, oh, you're not. That's okay. It's okay, Chris. That's cool. There's a guy named Chris who's in that War Corgi who's quite active. Does the videos with War Corgi, so I just thought it might be him. But thank you for dropping in. Were you able to catch? And nobody's as good as War Corgi. Did you get a chance to watch the stream on Tuesday? With I took Palpatine and Vader versus Sabine and Leia. So I finally got a win against Ryan. It's been a bit of a long streak. Hey Whitcomb, good to see you again. Just looking for feedback on the stream. Different camera angles. Like I'm not sure. So I assume the best one is for the overhead camera, and then the Sony Handycam, which I'll put over the trees, to be an occasional side view, or some not side view, but full view. So I'll transition to the view. So like I assume something like this wouldn't work well with the like for gameplay too much, unless all the action was taking place on this side on the where the bunkers. Okay, Chris, well, welcome. I'm glad you could make it. Usually more exciting than tonight. I'm just sort of rambling to myself, but trying to make the streams better for you guys. And I was mentioning before you appeared that it's been a bit of profanity on the channel, that we're gonna correct that and cut down on that, so make it a little bit more family friendly, and just want to make it accessible to all viewers. So yeah, take a look at the last stream when you get a chance, Chris, because that's the one I had a win. So Unless you want to watch me get beat down. Yeah, that's a good point, Whitcomb. I guess if I pick my command card before my opponent, I could switch to the side view, or maybe even do something like this. It's going to transition in a second, or even do like just make this the view a little bigger. Like, I don't know, do you find it too not confusing, but convoluted with if I have these windows overlaying each other? Like, I don't know, like I don't want the screen to look too busy, but I want to be able to give everybody the different angles. So, gotta remember there's a bit of a delay on the stream, so I might be talking out of place. Yeah, that's what I figured. So you think like just put these cameras where the action isn't happening? Is it too much with the three cameras going? Like this webcam in the bottom left, like that one, I don't think is doing much. I don't know, maybe if I put it up. Okay, that is a very helpful suggestion. I'm gonna scrap the bottom left camera. Okay, so that's gone. Thank you for that feedback. So, do you think the dice cam in the top left is the best place? I guess I guess it depends on what's on what's happening on the table at the time. But I find that with the top left, because the 6 inches of the first bit of the table there, where those black sleeves are for the cards, isn't in play unless we're doing a Grand Army. So I'm figuring that the dice cam, one thing I'm not sure about is what size the dice cam needs to be. Let me just roll some dice here and see what I'll do a pelt bomb. So let me just gonna update the refresh on the webcam. Okay, so can you yes, I can move them, Chris. So like what's how big do you think I should make this dice cam? Do you think it's hard to do this without you seeing, like, is that too small? What's on the screen right now as far as the dice go? Let me know. I know there's a bit of a delay, so I'm just waiting for you to catch up. I guess the dice are too small in that. Well, I guess it depends on your TV size. Like, is that better, Chris? Yeah, I have bad eyes. Does it need to be even bigger? Yeah, that's what we did. As you know, we'd come in a few of our earlier streams where we would kill Darth Vader. No? We would put the camera or the webcam there and roll it. And let me just update it. Oh. Yeah, it must be hard to watch the stream from your phone. Yeah, good point about the large dice pools. We do have an issue. Our last stream we had an issue where Ryan was rolling dice outside the dice tray. I have a bigger wood one, but it sort of doesn't fit on the camera, and overhead it might take up too much space. It's probably about 20% bigger. Yeah, like if you have a ATST with the 9 dice, that could be an issue. But can you make out the dice on that overhead shot with the... What I guess I could do, maybe I can put this back here and move the dice cam over here. Sort of mumbling here. It gets too small. No, that's no good. Yeah, so can you tell the difference between crits and hits on the overhead cam? Yeah. I'd be interested to know how many people are watching the streams on their phones. I guess if they're at work or something like that, but... Oh, I see what you mean, Whitcomb. The dice camera being top down. Let me see if I can get something. I have another camera, web or a tripod here. Let's see. I'm just trying to get this webcam to do it on overhead. Don't mind my fumbling around while I'm trying to get the dice to line up. Is that better? Well, it looks better on my TV. And the other option I have is I have my Sony on a tripod. So I don't know. I might be able to find a different position for it, but yeah, so I think I'll see if I can get that overhead dice cam to be a permanent fixture. Okay, if you can make them out on your phone, then that's good. And then I think what I'm going to do is occasionally have maybe some commentary. I had a comment in a Discord chat earlier today about doing summary videos, maybe for somebody that doesn't have 2.5, 3 hours to watch a playthrough. It would take longer to get it out because I'd have to do editing. But thanks, Chris. Yeah, it was built by this custom design by Jim Martin Art and Design. He delivered it in November, so still getting used to the ins and outs of the table. Okay, anyway, getting back to my thought. So, what do you think about having a window here and maybe switch between players to sit here for a second, talk strategy, what they could have done, or afterwards, or just some commentary of some sort. Does that appeal to you guys, or? So I'm just popping around. So once again, I can put this chat window anywhere. So okay, cool. And obviously I can resize it. So maybe even not during the game. Okay, that's a good suggestion. So and how is it for the? How do you guys find it? Excuse me, for making out the minis. Like let me put a snow trooper squad on the board, and you tell me if you can tell the difference between a snow trooper and a storm trooper. Like you probably can't. Okay, thanks DSP 519. So you think you would prefer um, a side angle, like a 45-degree angle, that wouldn't show all the. Yeah, I didn't think so, Chris. So DSP 519, you prefer something like that over the shoulder, eh? That's a little tricky doing live streaming because there's cables connected to it. It's not like recording on a camcorder and you can just carry it around the board. So, yeah. I could, like this view here that I have on the screen, I can move that around the end of the table because. Okay, yeah. Trying to think how I could do that with the cables. So, yeah, because I've got a cam link, and I've got an HDMI to an HDMI mini connection. Oh, thanks. My wife just did it 2 days ago. But I've got a HDMI mini to HDMI to a cam link to USB to capture that on my computer. And the view you're seeing on the screen now and the overhead screen are both 1080p. The dice cam is, let me just quickly look at that. It's 720p, and the other camcorder or webcam I had up was 720p. So I think, but the dice cam I think looks pretty good. Like on my TV, I can make out the dice, but full disclosure, I have an 82-inch 4K TV, so I'm not looking on my phone like Chris there, unfortunately. Let me resize the window again. Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. It is harder to see range. But yeah, I like looking on the screen. I was just trying to explain how I can see the dice. I think by the feedback I'm getting from you guys is that I'm gonna have to do some switching between the views during the gameplay. I did that a little bit on my last stream when I could. The one thing I worry about is switching to like the side view and then getting tied into the game and forgetting to switch back. What's by the way there, DSP? You're pointing at my tank. Is that what you're pointing at? I don't follow your by the way there. Oh, it's Dwayne. Well, Dwayne. Nice of you to drop by. Dwayne, I just played Dwayne on Friday. He took Operative Luke against my Operative Vader and Palpatine in skirmish, and he took a generic officer with Operative Luke, and he kicked my butt with. Oh, the lag is bad, eh? He kicked my butt with that card. I forget the name of it, where he um, prevented Palpatine and Vader from attacking on that round, and then he pretty much toasted me from there. So it's really bad lag, eh? Because I upgraded my internet about a month ago. Well, I guess it wasn't even a month ago. I got the 1 gigabyte down and 30 megabits up. So I'm not sure what I can do about the lag, unless there's some setting. I wonder if have any of you guys used OBS Studio? Like, I'm not a videographer by any means. This is my first time doing streaming. I just started late December, so I'm just trying to think if there's some setting I'm not getting. Like, I don't know if it's I can't change the settings on the stream while it's going, but there are settings like to set the FPS and stuff like that. Oh, there's no sound on my side for the comments. I have my computer muted. So you mean like when people are leaving comments, you're hearing a sound? Not sure what that is. I'm bringing in the audio from my Sony camcorder. Yeah, I wish. See, I've got the overhead cam mounted on my ceiling, and I can't really zoom. I don't think I can zoom in. Let me see if I can change the properties while we're talking here. See if there's a zoom option. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, the zoom option's grayed out on this camera. It's just a $70 webcam, so I can't change that to zoom in. Yes, it does. There. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I see what you're saying. There's a lag on the comments getting to you. Okay, getting to me. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess there's about a 10 or 15 second lag. Let me think. So I do want to get the escape pod and the bunker scenarios on the channel soon. I don't know, maybe I can start that next week, one of those. I haven't played either of them yet. I know Dwayne's played the bunker a couple of times with another friend of ours, Ian. So Dwayne, you're saying that the bunker is not balanced? The defender has a distinct advantage, is that correct? So yeah, just yeah, I haven't seen any streams of anybody doing those yet, so I'd like to get them out next week. Yeah, so what would you prefer to see, the bunker or the escape pod? Let me know. Yeah, so obviously, Dwayne, you were playing Rebels and Ian was playing Imperials in both your games, playing that? I saw the pics in the latest one where you had Bosk and Shore Troopers, and you had an ATRT, and I think you had Operative Luke. I'm not sure who your commander was. So, yeah. Yeah, I want to try them both. I haven't even looked at the cards for the escape pod. I'm not sure what's to be done. Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. Jim Martin, who built my table, I'm having him build a section in the board to cover the center section, so we can get the bunker there. I'll let me increase the size of the side cam, and then I'll try and show you the elevation of the. Oh, and plus your mortar, you got smoked by the mortars. Let's see how far I can get with this thing. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this here. So I don't know if you can see the terrain feature. You can see like there's just a little island in the middle here. So I can't really put the bunker there right now, but I can put the escape pod. So maybe escape pod's a good idea. So Dwayne, you've played oh, it seems 3 E-webs. Oh, did I lose my camera? Oh, I lost my camera. Yeah, it's not working well moving that handy cam. That's funny. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Something happened when I moved it. It's disconnected. Let me deactivate it and activate it. That's usually the way to get this camera to come back on. There we go. Let me use the dice cam maybe. I just want to show you. I want to show you the terrain on the side here. So let me make the dice cam a little bigger. Just wait a second. Okay. Let me get this. Oh, I got a pretty long camera here. Cord, I mean. So you can see all the terrain here. And camera should catch up in a second. So it'd be interesting to have these FD cannons up in the trees for a game. So you can see Dwayne's actually played on this table. We did a Grand Army game, one of the first ones I did. So he spanked me at that. Let me just see if I'm getting caught up with comments. Yeah, I guess when Alex Davey and Luke Eddy were designing it, they weren't expecting three E-webs and mortars and Bosk. So he obviously suppressed the hell out of you. Okay. Okay, well, this has been good. I don't know if you guys have any other suggestions of things you'd like to see on the stream. So I'll mention to Ryan about after the Hooded Goblin Prime Championship on Saturday, about next week doing the escape pod. I'll have to check the rules and see. Maybe I can put the escape pod on one of these bridges in the middle. Because what you can do, let me show you. Sorry. Let me show you one of the customizations that Jim built for me with this table. And get my tank over here. Don't mind me while I fumble around here. Get Vader out of here. Put Luke up here. Move the crate. And then so you can see that you can put the escape pod in the middle here, but it'll have to thanks, Dwayne. I don't know, I'll have to check the battle cards to see if it'll work with the bridge like that. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, this has been very helpful, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And if you have any other thoughts, you can just leave comments in the video below, or the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed, that would be awesome. If you can, just got over 100 subscribers this morning. So War Corgi and the Jedi Hunter gave me a shout out on their podcast. So that was handy. That was nice. And yeah. So let's see how many we have. 5 viewers. Does anybody else in there have any suggestions before I kill the stream? Thanks, Chris. Wish there was a way I could get the live chat on my computer without switching windows, but I guess that's too much to ask for. Yeah, so. Where are you located, Chris? You in the U.S.? Dwayne and I are in Canada. Ontario, Canada. So we're about an hour away from each other, but he's made the drive to Acton. I'm not in Acton. It's just a saying from a commercial back in the 90s. He's made the drive down to my place a few times now. I try and have Legion days once a month or every 6 weeks or so. Get a few guys together, like 6, 8, around that, and play. Last time we played a skirmish back in December, or maybe it was November, and yeah, I appreciate it, Chris. So next time I have a get together, hoping to do it at the end of the month, but if I am, I'll try and stream some of the games. Yeah, so okay. Let's see how many people we got. We got 5 people in the stream. Any other suggestions from anybody else in the stream? I'll bring the side view again. I think let me just see. I think I did the side view a little differently when I moved the camera. Yeah, it's a little different. So like I can do some adjusting with the side view. So, oh, nice, Austin. I think a software developer from Canada, BioWare, has an office in Austin, Texas. So you're 2 hours behind me. So you're at 6 p.m. and you probably have to go for dinner, right? Yeah. So the way I'll show you what it looks like behind the scenes here. So this is my setup. I got a Microsoft Surface Studio 2, and got my collection up here. All my Rebels, then Imperials, then CIS, followed by Republic on the end. So Armada collection, some Train. So, yeah. Just a little glimpse behind the camera. But, yeah, so this has been great. I really appreciate you guys logging in without a game on hand. So, trying to think if I'm thinking of anything else here before I sign off. Yeah, so I'll do a escape pod next week, and I'll take your suggestions into consideration. There have been some really good ones. I wonder if I could do some kind of over the shoulder. I guess I could get an extension cord. Like I'm using a USB extension cord for the overhead cam. I wonder if I got another one of those and I could take the Sony Handycam, which is in the top right now, around the table during gameplay. But if Ryan gets his okay, Chris, I understand. If Ryan's gonna get his friend to help us do the streams, maybe he can do some free camming or whatever you call it. Yeah, so okay. Anybody else with a suggestion before I sign off? If anybody's watching this stream on replay, I apologize for the boring intro while I was waiting for people to log in. I was sort of rambling even more than I am now. Yeah, so that's a good thing. I'll kill that Logitech camera that was in the bottom. Move this Handycam off to the side, and depending on where the action is in the table, I'll just move this around. Next week, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you one last thing before I sign off. So turn off that. Turn off the dice. I've also got a lot of stuff on the table, but I do have other terrain that Jim gave me for multiple configurations of the table. Let me just get my minis out of the way. Thanks, Chris. Have a good night, and hopefully we'll talk to you on another stream. Just gonna, so like this, I have another tree that I can put on here, and I've got the platforms. I've got rock formations. Like Jim Martin really went above and beyond his the Call of Duty with all these extra add-ons, and I don't know. Let me see. I'll show you one more thing. You might have left already, but I'll show you the one thing that I have here that. Sorry, I'm mumbling. I'm trying to rush here to get this done. Just gonna get this adjusted. 1 second, bear with me. Okay, let me get the dice cam. He's got sorry. He's got the hologram table for Yoda and Chewbacca from Revenge of the Sith. That was a request that I didn't ask for. He just fulfilled that. But the whole table was based on the opening scene of the Revenge of the Sith with the battle on Kashyyyk. In case it wasn't obvious, this table is based on Kashyyyk. Okay. Well, I think that'll do it. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody, and thank you for your suggestions. And take care.